الله كبير. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله الكبير. Let's all thank God for giving us this opportunity, and again, this is not by accident. This is by divine design and providence that we're here, and we're able and willing to do this, to make contact with our Creator, and this is a unique honor that God has bestowed upon us, and so we should be eternally grateful to Him for this huge favor. And so it's not by accident, as I said. It's just a huge mercy from God, huge grace and infinite grace that He's bestowed upon us, and so we are eternally indebted to Him to have this honor today. And this is something that we should cherish, and we should make sure that we understand it. And so remember this all the time. Have God on your mind, and so He will guide you, and He will solve your problems and your issues for you, and take all of the burdens off your back. Again, let's be grateful to Him, and it is a godlike quality, and we should follow His path. So today what I wanted to talk to you about is that I want to go to chapter 49. Let's see here. What are we? Right here. Okay. 49 verse 13. Okay. God says, "O you people, we surely created you from one male and one female, and rendered you groups and tribes, that you may recognize each other. Indeed, the most honorable amongst you in the sight of God is the most God-fearing of you. And indeed, God is all knowledgeable, all cognizant." So, what we learn from this, that we're all coming from the same origin. And so there are no bragging rights on anybody. God is saying, "Oh, you people," not "oh, you believers," okay? Not this group or that group, everybody. So God is addressing all the people. And the question is, how many of us believe this? Okay. You know, we always ask each other where you are from, all kinds of stuff, just to judge you. And He says that you recognize each other. If we all looked alike, it would not be a very fun world, okay? Just the same model. It would be a very boring place. So God has created us different, and various colors and various languages and things like that, to be interesting, and so we won't get bored to tears, as some people do. And so, it's just a beautiful creation that is created, and these differences brings us together, and those differences make us great. Okay, so that's God's design, and we have to take advantage of it. So in this world, what we do is we try to promote ourselves. Okay, so we do all kinds of stuff, okay, to be recognized. We become comedians to attract attention. Okay, we are, we do all kinds of extraneous stuff, okay, to make sure that we have a great legacy. Okay, some people, they want their name to be in history. Okay, some people, they have children, many children, because they think that that's how they are going to be eternal, because their progeny just keeps continuing, and so that's what they do. And then some people even want to live through their children, that all of the shortfalls and shortcomings that they have, they want to somehow make their children to be unique and successful, so they would not have the same thing, so they would live with their success and their achievements. So that's how they want to make themselves unique and famous and all kinds of things. Okay, so People become rich because they think that's how they can actually become powerful, and people run for offices in this world, president, prime minister, all kinds of things in different countries because they want to be unique and they want to be recognized. Okay? And God says here, hold on. Okay? The most honorable of you in the sight of God is the most God-fearing of you. That's what God says. These things are not going to count. That's what God is telling us. And I have good news for you. In the sight of God, you are already unique. Okay? Remember those particles I was talking about? That every one of them has a different lifespan? Okay? They're not all the same. God respects them. God has high regards for them. He has high regards for you too. But you just don't know it. God never forgets you. Unless you're so bad, God says that you forgot me, and now today I'll forget you. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that agony that person is going to go through because that person is denying God and denying that he's going to meet God? And God says we forget you today because of that. Can you imagine that agony? That some of your existence wiped out, but somehow you don't exist. Okay? A lot of people take this as, as some kind of, elaborate type of scheme that God has given. No, it's not. It's a fact. Okay? It's a fact. You are going to suffer. That's what God says. So God has regards for you. Don't worry about achieving this and that and the others. Okay? That's what we do in this world. We want to be known for something. Okay? This thing that I put up here, okay, it's on our website, and I'm going to talk about it in the second raka of this gathering today. And let me just go in here, and where am I? Okay, right here. Okay, so I put it here, and there it is. Okay. I didn't publish this. I did not publish this in the form of a book. I decided to do that a while back. Then I decided against it. I said, this is not mine. This is what God has given me, and I have to inform people in order to tell them that this is what's going on. Okay? And people are running away from it. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? My job is done. I'm not here to make a name for myself. Okay? Or to achieve some kind of status or something in this world. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's what God says that. Okay? He says, look, as far as you're concerned, what you have to do, you have to fear God. I could make a book. I did, okay? And I probably shouldn't have done that. This is not a game to achieve something and to try to prove something that you are it and that's it, No. This is something that's all coming from God. God is the one who's the teacher of this thing. Okay. So I'm worried about somebody giving me a kudos or not giving me a kudos or something. It doesn't matter. Okay. So that's what we should be. See, who is the one who has the regards for you? Is God. The rest, it doesn't matter. Okay? Somebody steals this. This is not. I don't have any kind of claim on this or anything. Some people can steal it. That's fine. Okay? It doesn't matter. God knows that. Okay? So do you think that person is going to succeed? Okay. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter what we do in this life, okay? As God is the watcher over us, He's going to take care of us. And we are important to Him. We are unique to Him. What else can we ask? That somebody dissed you or that and the others? He even says, look, if you're sitting in some gathering and somebody asks you to move, you move. Can you imagine that? Kill your ego. That's what God says. How many of us do that? Why don't you go place or you sit someplace else? Why should I move? Okay? God says move. Okay, go someplace else. God says He makes space for you. You are the winner. Okay? That's what God says. That's what we should act like. We should do these things, okay? Because we should remember, okay? If God knows you, and God cares for you, and God loves you, why are you worried about anybody else? Why are you running for this office or that office? Okay? Why are you trying to make another $1 million or $2 million? Why are you having like 20 kids or something? Okay? All boys. Okay? That's how they think that their name is going to be carried. Okay, that's how they do it. And if they're bad in football or something, they want their kids to be good in football. Okay? If they're 6'2", they want their kid to be 6'4". Okay? That's what they're longing for. That's their achievement. Okay? That's what they do. But God says, hold on. That's not how I rank you. In my sight, I don't rank you like that. I rank you according to what we just read. Okay? He says, look. Okay? The most honorable, okay, indeed, the most honorable amongst you in the sight of God is the most God-fearing of you. If you fear God, so we went through this. Said, remember God. Don't rely on this and that and the others. Okay? Don't look for those promises. Worry about what God has promised you, and He's going to fulfill it. Those other promises are not going to come through. You're going to fail. Somehow somebody is going to betray you. The true promise is coming from God. Okay. So He tells us this. Okay. As I said, do we believe this? So you could be a very poor person, and as far as you are God-fearing, you are the most honorable. Okay. Who was more honorable in the court of Pharaoh? Okay. Pharaoh and his elders, they looked very famous and powerful and everything, didn't they? Okay. And there was the believing Egyptian, some quiet man sitting there, hiding his belief. He was afraid of these guys. Okay. Because they were really not good people. Okay. So who is the successful one at the end? Okay. Is the quiet man believing Egyptian, was he successful or these guys were successful? Well, obviously, the other way around. So those things that we are longing for, and we think that they are going to make us successful and invincible and famous, okay? You're already famous if you fear God, because you are the most honorable in the sight of God. That's the idea. So the question is, are we going to go and do the same thing again? Okay, well, a few people logged on today, so a lot of people don't hear it. I hope that they replay this when we put it on site, okay, and listen to this and see what God is telling us, okay? And stop worrying about this worldly life. This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty, and that's the promise that God gives us, the hope that He gives us. Okay? That this is not it. This is just a, remember these guys, they wake up on the day of judgment and say, how long did you last? Only a few days, maybe part of a day. That's how short it seems. Even the life of Noah, 950 years. You're not going to live that long, okay? You reach 70 or 80 and people ask about your mental strength and your mental, veracity of your faculties, mental faculties and things like that. They're asking, questioning that. Do you remember? How's your memory and things like that? Okay. What did you have last night for dinner? Nobody remembers that. But anyway, so they ask you those questions. But it's just things that comes in. Okay. This life is not worth these things. And God is telling us, look, don't bother yourself. Relax. I am with you. To me, you are important. Okay. When I show you those data that I showed you, okay, that all those neutrinos came from 170,000 light years away. They started 170,000 years ago. They made it here in 87. Okay. 1987, they reached the Earth. And 20 of those, or 25 of them, depending on if you count one experiment or not, they interacted inside these detectors. And every one of them was unique. Every one of them was unique. It had a different time of interaction. That means at that time it was supposed to be changed into something else. Okay? 10 to the 60 neutrinos were produced in that supernova in 1987A, okay, which was 170,000 years ago. And out of those 10 to the 60 neutrinos, means one with 60 zeros in front of it, okay? Out of all of those, 25 interact inside these detectors. How many of them interact inside the Earth that we don't know of? Only God knows. Okay? And how many of them are still going? And we don't know where they are. God knows. Because God says He assigned a number to everything. That's how much respect and regards He had for His creation. Okay. And again, we forget these things, as I said, and we work at this so much, okay, because we think that somehow, respect is not by doing these kind of things. You could be the richest man and really the most insulted guy in the world. Okay? The way that God is treating people, He has given them honor and respect and recognition. That's what counts. And nobody can change that. That's what God does. Because that respect comes from God. And automatically everybody falls in line. So again, read these verses. Okay? This verse abolishes prejudice, abolishes racism. Okay? Somebody asks you where you're from, asking about my ancestry? Yes. Okay. Well, my great-great-great-grandfather was Adam and Eve. Parents were Adam and Eve. Any more questions? I mean, that's the fact. It's a fact. So, this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of the message of God. And so we are here and we are privileged to see this and live by it and conduct our lives accordingly. Okay. So I'm going to stop here and we'll finish this.